Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to map number 2 of ESL Road to Rio, South America. My name is Tweg, and joining me is the Eternal J. What a way to start off map number 2 on Train, J.
Yes, Imperial just about claiming their map pick of dust too. Quite a fun little matchup that almost saw the red Canids taking control of an upset. That would have been a beautiful way to win. And by the way, I have to say, alrighty may have to be the most Australian thing you've said since we've
is that not something you get every day?
I think. No, not from you at least. So I'm really surprised.
It comes out of the best of times.
Regardless, though, as you say. Yeah, regardless, though, it certainly is going to be a fun best of 3 as it seems to be going towards Train as our second map, as you mentioned. The pick of the red Cannon side, and hopefully one that could go well for them because, of course, they'll be teetering on the edge of match point. If they do concede this map, they would be in the worst possible position, possibly going out in the group stage.
Yeah, look, that would be a disastrous result from them, considering how much or how much experience some of these players on this lineup have. So jumping into the second map, we are going to start to see Red Canada starting off on that T side. A little bit of utility coming up for Knack and a defuse kit for Showtime. 2 lots of U2 actually, so HE and a full lot for ZQK. But looks like it's going to be Brown Hall straight control for the T side.
Yeah, straight up towards upper it seems. DZT is going to have to do a lot of work from this position. Squatting out to the back line, he gets 1 good kill. ZQK goes falling for the first frag, the first casualty of the CT side, I should say. KTEX gets 1 good pick with the USP, and look at Showtime peeking up. He's not ready for FNX as he takes him down. A 3-on-2 scenario. Bomb plant can't quite get secured just yet, and KTEX landing so close towards Lato. Eventually gets his 2K as he shuts him down, denies that bomb plant to a 2-on-2 scenario. Still dropped out in the open. He flicks back towards Destiny and gets that headshot next. It's all left to FNX. 1-on-2 scenario for him. Got to pick up that bomb and get it planted in a moment's time. And eventually KTEX will just peek up and shut him down for himself. 4 frags for the man. What a defensive.
I'll tell you what, that was a bit of an interesting strat coming up from Red Candace. That was just all that attack really to the B bomb site. No slowing it down, no default whatsoever on the pistol rounds. They try and force the aggression early. But it seemed like the opening duels went in the way of Red Candace. But KTEX, massive 4K being found towards that B bomb site. And for the T side, without a bomb plant, Jay, it makes it a lot more difficult because you can't really get any more investment in this round number 2.
Yeah, not to be in this one. Very heavy sort of round coming in for the Imperial side. The SMG for Showtime, the M4s, the Scout, and the FAMAS. Versus just the basic pistols for the T side. ZQK getting Destiny down with the first frag. Not quite the second kill found on the man in the back lines over at the Brown Halls. And the Glock in for FNX is standing by as Knife On gets taken out. Knack next to full. Delboni will also get Lato, and FNX last man standing. We're falling all the same to a 2-0 for the Imperial side. Red Canids not getting the start that we would have wanted to see out of them, but it's fine. It's pistol and eco going to the AKs for the 3rd round, and this might be the chance to turn it around.
Will do. I'm interested to sort of see what kind of a default we'll see out of Red Candace, or whether we just see another set piece from them like we saw in the pistol round. A fair bit of util going across the board. And I'd like to see some Ivy control taken by the T side, just seeing if they're able to find some sort of a opening pick. But an early stack coming out to the A bomb side. 4 players here for the CTs.
Scout out from ZQK alongside DZT for this one. The FAMAS moving into position. Gonna get some tag damage up against it here, and contact being taken by the Imperial side, casually and just blind firing their way through, hopefully getting a single kill or 2. Destiny pushing up to Showtime, spots him, takes him down as he makes his way towards that B bomb site. Nice kill to open things up and to get the bomb secured easily towards the bomb site here. They kind of let them walk in there for the Imperial side, and they might just back off and save their weapons because of it. They're all in passive positions with the exception of KTEX. Delboni gets a blind shot on towards Destiny though. So 4-on-4 situation. This could still work out well as Knack gets KTEX next to the 4-on-3 situation. Flashbangs at the ready. The taps up from the AK of Knife On will try to do its damage, but won't be able to go in for a frag. A smoke down towards that cross position. And it looks like they're going to fall out here at long last for the Imperial side. A 2-1 scoreline as Red Canids do get started and they hunt down these weapons. FNX will get another pick. Delboni and ZQK. Last 2 players standing. ZQK will go down. Delboni will burn to 2 HP. And they'll get out of dodge for this one here, it seems. Just one player to stay alive. He can't grab that AK, so just the M4 to save into the next round.
And Red Candace finally turning things around, being able to put up their first round on the T side of Train. And let's see if they're able to continue the momentum. Imperial, looks like they are going to be buying up with the saved rifle. And all in all, it's actually not such a terrible buy coming out for the CTs. Single scout coming out for ZQK and M4s across the board. Still waiting for that AWP to come out for either side. Potentially, if Red Candace are able to win out this second round for them, we might see the AWP being picked up from Nathan.
AK in from Mac will take contact, spray through over to the pop dog position. Tag damage on towards Lato, however, from the scout. ZQK is going to do a ton of damage here. FNX to 35 points of health. Flashes in to make its way over. Will try and do its damage. The M4 stands by from K-Tex. It's Nithon with 29 points of HP. More damage. Showtime spraying through. Funny taking the man down and continuing to fire away towards that ramp area. 5-on-3 situation. Imperial are looking real good for this defensive. And the Red Canids side, very tagged up across the T side line here, Dweg.
Yeah, a lot of early damage being done from Imperial. And for Red Candace's sake, they haven't really been able to even find some map control at this point. No presence coming out to Ivy. I mean, just under 40 seconds left. I'm not even sure what the play is from here. Maybe just trying to go for the save. This looks like what they're going to try and go for. But considering the fact that they just won their first round, this is not the result that they were looking for.
No, just shut back by the Imperial squad immediately on the defensive. And they're looking good on this map here. Red Canids, of course, picked this one, but it was Imperial that picked the CT side, so I was expected to see them try and fight their way through on this one. And get the half advantage at this, or, you know, get the early round advantage in the early half for their favor. Potentially a CT half at the end of the half, and 8 to 9, possibly 10 rounds as well. Which will leave Red Canids on a very, very awkward situation, I feel like, here, Dweg. For now, though, it is just the standard defensives being posted up. The offense and the defaults here for the T forces. AK's in on 4, Galil out for Nak. And a very basic setup for the CT and T side forces. Just automatic weapons, no AWPs in the early game here.
Yeah, 2 AKs up on that CT side as well. Ivy control finally being established by the T side. Early nades coming out for the sandwich area, forcing out a little bit of utility from the CT side. And Lato trying to see if he can find some sort of advantage over at the Brown Halls. But for Imperial, it looks like they actually want to try and take some T-con control with that deep smoke in. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult for the T side to make a play out of this outer bomb site.
Oh, spray flying against DZT will do a ton of damage. 67 points of health for this one. Smoke up to try and blind off some vision in the pop dog areas as well. Very passive control. No one checking Ivy though from Imperial, and Red Canids will try to use that to strike. M4 top of green. DZT will get one fall away from Nak's position, and Nithon a 4-on-4 situation. The Galil from Nak gets K-Tex. Stand at the man advantage, making it 2 as Red Canids burst in and they just decimate what's left of the Imperial side. The damage being too much to handle. Delbo only 19 HP, ZQK on 100. Will get flashed out position here. Eventually his teammate will go down. He will drop the bomb here. 30 seconds of time against 3 more though, and in the end, too many angles to check here. Will be Red Canids up towards 2, now within 1 of Imperial.
Good return coming out from the Red Canids. And it at least denies the money line from Imperial. I'm just going to see what should be a half-buy investment coming up for the CT side. Maybe even a Mac 10 to be brought down from Nak. Okay, he decides to go with an AK instead. And you know what, Jay? I've got a funny feeling that we might just keep going back and forward between these rounds. We've seen how many times we got tied up before on Dust 2. Let's see if it continues on Train.
Flashes and Molotovs out from Lato and co. Looks like a very fast player, an early player at the very least into the A-bomb site here. Nato down to 39. Eventually he will go down to the hands of Delboni as Nat gets that first kill for the T-side force and gets the secondary one onto DZT. The AK picked up by Delboni and he'll just fall back out towards that B-bomb site. Probably to save the weapon here. The plant will be secured by Ninth on a 4-on-3 situation as the Red Canids side look to go back to evens. 3-3 to the board here, and Imperial had a great CT start, but now the map pickers will start to get picking away.
Yeah, Imperial, they do get a little bit lucky, even being able to pick up that AK from Laddo. Let's see if they can find any more exit frags. Doesn't look like it's going to be likely, considering the way that Red Canids are backing off around this Pop Dog Brown Halls area. 3-3. Imperial coming in with the buy into round number 7. And you'd have to expect that ZQK is going to be able to pick up the AWP. You know what? Considering they've got the AK saved over, they can actually go for double AWPs if they want to.
Oh, okay. Fortunately, that wasn't the AK going down. I thought for a second with that being on the as the main marker for them. Unfortunately, not to be. So, yeah, a bit of a positive point there for the Imperial side. Red Canids with the AK to contest against this double AWP setup, and indeed it will be in play. Where are they going to place them here? Usually it's Connector and Ivy is where they're going to go, and that seems to be exactly where they're going to go here. ZQK towards Ivy, it's K-Tex in towards Connector, watching out for the T-Con presence. Mython's got the smoke set up. Flashbang over as well to that A-bomb site, the outer bomb site. K-Tex watches in, takes out Knifeon to start. 5-on-4 situation. Imperial maintain presence on this CT defense. An opening frag found nice and quick and easy on the Canids side. Just make their way into Brown Halls off the back of that.
Opening pick going in the way of Imperial. Red Canids look like they just want to try the inner execution. And doesn't even look like they're going to be leaving a lurker from Ivy. A lot of the time you'll see in these B-site takes, maybe leaving a single player at Ivy to kind of hold off the rotates from the A-bomb site. A single smoke down to the ramp area, and Red Canids making their way in.
AWP smoked away from this position. Showtime commander needs to be doing all the damage. Gets that first, not quite the second, unfortunately. Fafnex trailing back as now it's all left to Nat here. 1 versus 4. The bomb's been dropped. He can secure this plant in a moment's time, but CT is crawling all around him. Backstab coming in as well from the Brown Halls area. The AWP is ZQK. Looks in, spots his teammate. Delboni will face first, I feel like. No, it's the M4A1, that's the DZT in the back lines that will finally find that kill. And Imperial will just hold on to their lead.
It comes down to that opening pick. That opening pick with the AWP from K-Tex forces Red Canids into that B bomb side. And they're just not able to trade out Showtime quick enough to get those entries into the B bomb side. Imperial having a nice hold over in the inner take. And Red Canids back on the AKs again. But the double AWP still stay in play for the CT side. And that might be a bit of a scary prospect.
Triple AWPs are very, very rare to see, so you better hope that they make them work. 2 of them on the A-bomb site as well, and look how aggressive K-Tex in particular is playing at the moment. He is so far pushed up. DZT playing passive, spots the first man, crossing, instantly going to smoke it down. Not going to take that first shot. Fall away and not concede the triple AWP information, because if he fires off and he gets that kill, they'll know, of course, that K-Tex and ZQK are here on these AWPs. Seeing a third one coming in might be giving up a bit too much to the Red Canids side.
Triple AWPs, how do you even try and take them out? It's going to be difficult. They need to use their utility really well if they want any chance of even trying to get some entries, especially with these double AWPs being zoned into this T-Con area. Resmoke coming in from Ivy, and that just holds the offensive for so much longer.
Only 5 seconds left to go here. DZT watching on. They've got Showtime wrapping around the corner. The Molotovs in towards upper as well. K-Tex gets FNX. Incendiary's down as DZT gets second AWP kill. Showtime will continue his spray for the Imperial side, and the triple AWP seem to be working pretty well so far in this one. Reface K-Tex does go down to Nython, so a bit more overly aggressive towards Old Hell, but and they'll drop 1 of the 3 AWPs. The M4 from Delboni also playing his part as he gets 2 kills on the last 2 players here. Red Canids caught off guard by the big green guns and caught off guard by the defensive once again. And these rounds that the Imperial side are winning, they're looking so confident whenever they get them going. You know, Red Canids just kind of, you know, they either win by, you know, a close margin or they just get stomped out of the round.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a scary sign. Imperial already with the fact that they're able to win map number 1, and for Red Canids, they're just not able to deal with these double orbs at the moment. I'd like to see a set piece coming out in the next gun round. Maybe even if they get a player aggressive into Sandwich or somewhere like that. That's what they've tried on the Eco round, but Destiny is going to pay the price for the aggression. It gets taken out very quickly.
Secondary kill on the secondary AWP as well. ZQK being involved as DZT takes out FNX next. Showtime. They're to support with the AK in connector, but it's very passive control from him. My spot of Knife on here towards the top of Blue Train. Takes his pop shot, so eventually goes to low HP, and DZT is allowed his 3rd kill. As the Eco's mopped up very quickly by the Imperial side. The money's not amazing for Red Canids, but I think they're going to force to buy it anyway. There'll be a lack of utility on several players. Knife should be okay. Seeing only a handful of smokes, 1 flashbang, 1 Molotov. Knife even considering for the AWP. If he goes for this... No, just the AK here.
I'm surprised. Even though the money line isn't great to go glass cannon with the AWP, it's just sort of thinking that the opportunity could have been there. But instead, they opt against it, and the AKs are going to come across the board for the T side. Look at the aggression coming out from Ramp, from ZQK and Showtime to try and crossfire with each other. Who's going to take first contact on this?
Seems to be the T side. AWP fires off first. They were distracted towards the lower ramp position, but Mac adjusting against Showtime will open things up with a kill on the Red Canids side. They're not pushing out towards the B bomb site as a result of this. They're actually going to rotate back and potentially consider position towards the A site. Okay, falling out as Destiny gets a 2nd kill on DZT. A 5-on-3 for the Canids. And Imperial struggling to find these trades here.
Good openings coming out from Red Canids, just waiting for the aggression once they get that opening pick, and it looks like they're just going to try and fly out to the B bombs. I only have to deal with 1 more player, and the jiggle pick might have actually just seen him of Delboni. And he's hiding through the smoke. Oh my goodness, Delboni should be able to let a couple of kills. 2 kills, can he follow up with any more? He should be able to, but later going to be able to take him down. What a play coming out from Delboni.
2-on-3 situation. Lato here with a flashbang out. Will look on to the site. Back on towards connector. Hoping to find some sort of presence of the CT side. Imperial are down by a man and 2 orbs for a retake. Not great from the CT forces as Lato gets K-Tex and ZQK is quick to follow. A beautiful, beautiful flank from the Imperial side, but they're unable to make it work. Red Canids do recover the situation on that T-side force. Imperial with a buyback. That will still see the double orbs coming in play for these 2 players. So they're continuing with the expensive setups. It's going to cost them a lot though, and the T side will take a tactical timeout to figure out where they go from here.
I like the use of a timeout. We didn't see too many timeouts, I kind of want to say, in that first map. But for Red Canids, this is an opportunity now for them to really start to claw these rounds on the T side, because if Imperial win this round, they're keeping the double orbs in play, and the economy is not damaged. So at least with the double orbs coming down and the money line being very low on quite a few of these players on Imperial, this is a good opportunity for Red Canids to capitalize on a round victory.
A rebuy back from the Red Canids. Knife been dropped to weapon here? Yes, the AWP is out for him. The early defaults coming into the utilities once again towards the A bomb site is where they'll play initially. The AWP boosted up on top of the bomb train, hoping to catch early presence out, but Red Canids have already made their way in towards the Olof position, potentially to wrap around towards Old Hell. Got DZT standing by outside of Ivy, takes out Destiny to start. 5-on-4 for Imperial. But no more T-side presence out here. They're going to focus in towards the B execution. Showtime is left alone. A great nade to do the damage. Oh, and everyone's going to get tanked by that. He can still solo hold this. He'll call for backup from one of the orbs here. And Red Canids putting the brakes on that execution. They're still setting up the utility, though, so it seems like they're committing towards the B side. I say that, and that goes back towards
I'm not sure
Pop.
where Red Canids go from this. They've got only Brown Hall's presence at this point. They need to at least try and take control of Pop Dog. But with that HE coming in, that actually might force them away from the B bomb site. Imperial rotating a second player over of Caltex. Again, they're just finding so much damage, Jay.
This will weaken Red Canids going into the actual execution. Imperial now receiving the flashes over. Two players off towards the upper and train side position. Showtime will try to see if he can get a reposition as the CT start to rotate out. Showtime's going to... The first pop shot coming in for his teammate, Lato, though, with a one-tap straight towards the head. 4-on-3 situation. The AWP rotates around. Nithon gets ZQK to a 3-on-3 scenario. Red Canids holding off against it despite being at a massive HP disadvantage. Delboni will try to find a trade, though. Spots out Lato, bursts in. There's a lot down to 33 HP. Continuing to fire away against him, though, and will find that kill. Look for a second on towards FNX, and now Nithon is left alone man standing. The AWP is up at DZT. Just knows to keep him away. The Orbicator is watching out for the frag, and he'll take him down. The defuse will come through. The kit on DZT as well, so no major time worries for the Imperial side. They'll get to 7 on the CT board.
Beautiful crosshair placement coming out from the members of Imperial. And the retake comes through, and you kind of got to be thinking, what's going on here from Red Canis? This is on train and only 4 rounds on the T side, and it's going to be another tactical for them. A good choice to bring it out again, but I don't know, we've seen Destiny making his way out around that Olaf and Sandwich position, a position that's great for the T side to get some early map control and some information at the A bomb side, but he hasn't been able to find anything with it.
The first tactical was to try to keep the momentum. This one is to try and get it back here, Dweg. Double orb setup has been hard to contend with those so far. Have to try and find a way to shut these players down at this stage. AK also recovered for Delboni, so a little bit more firepower going the way of the Imperial side. We got a round 12 and a very awkward buyback from Red Canids. AK's in on 3, but a Mac 10 for Nithon and a Deagle for Knack will be concerning, to say the least. Utility setup, flashbangs over from Destiny, FNX, AK-47, the Molotovs coming in early from the CT side to stop him getting at a Pop Dog. Fast play still comes in from the Canids, though. Nithon moves up to play here and tries to contest in the midst of the smokes. Round the corner, needs to do damage. Delboni will be down. Turning around with the second player, DZT takes that frag back. K-Tex gets Destiny to a 4-on-3 now. Flashes continue to go over as Lato gets it back to 3 standing. Eagles down. Lato getting K-Tex as well. As Showtime and ZQK are rotating back from Ivy. Is anyone checking this? I don't think anybody is. Watching out Con instead. Showtime trying to sneak in. Gonna flex back against them. Look for the second player. And FNX low on HP. Bomb out in the open as well. His flank here was to try and throw off the CTs and give them a chance here on the CT side. Now the main Red Canids forced to strike, but now he's got to clutch it. 1-on-2. He should find vision onto bomb, but he's got to find a whole lot more.
He might actually try and wrap the old bomb position. It just comes down to timing here for FNX. Showtime, gonna get spotted out. Great ball being won from FNX. 12 HP, flashbang coming out. The orb shot, though, gonna be able to connect. And ZQK to take him down. An 8th round from Imperial. And things are only getting better for them, Jay.
Indeed it is. This CT side goes swimmingly. If they can find a few more rounds, they can find these final few rounds of the half, then they would be in a very, very good spot against the Red Canids. Try and take this at a 2-0 series here, Dweg. The double orbs in from K-Tex and ZQK once again. The Tech 9s and P250s out for the Ts. And Knack with a Deagle as well. A half buy. Actually, quite a bit of a force going in from Knife, down to $800 total. So, heavy investment for this one. Their loss bonus will go to Max, so they will be looking at a better spot for a buy in the next round and potentially the round after that. depending on how they approach with these basic plays. But Lato, Destiny with the Tech 9, the smoke, the Molotov set by Destiny as well as they look to push in. Nice nade to respond, doesn't do as much damage as prior nade, and Destiny will push out regardless. P250 up against it. ZQK first pick on that AWP. Showtime gets one, but the damage done by Nython is finished off by Destiny. Tech 9, excuse me, taps away. The nade against him though, that should finish off Nython. And indeed it does. Deny that bomb plant for a moment's time as ZQK gets it. Next, and the taps from K-Tex. Point blank in the midst of the smoke, knows exactly where he is, and the pistols do get shut down. A nice lockout from Imperial, and now we see the 14th round buy coming in from Red Canids.
My. What a first half coming out from Imperial. And I'll tell you what, Jay, they could honestly go 11 rounds in this first half. Things are just, the synchronization in the crossfire has been fantastic, and the opening picks has been great. Red Canids has just not really been able to find many opportunities in this first half to convert rounds. The AWP, ZQK, we've seen what he's been able to do so far. And these double orbs, it almost feels like almost every round, Jay, we've seen the double orbs come out.
That's what? Imperial has done a fantastic job.
Oh!
ZQK, what a shot at point blank! Getting the head kill. The M4A1S to DZT gets Nython back to return all the same. 5-on-3 scenario, and Knack makes his way up to his position, looks for the likes of ZQK, and gets another kill alongside FNX. Back to 2 versus 2. Imperial felt like they had themselves a confident round, and Knack with a brilliant sequence almost makes it a 4K, but couldn't quite go all the way as Showtime gets a 2K, and Imperial gets a 10.
What a crazy clutch coming out in the end there for Showtime. Oh, that's so unfortunate. You thought with Knack, with somehow him surviving from the Ivy player, that they were going to be able to bring that back. But Imperial stand tall in the end. Every player on the CT side over 10 kills. And there's only one player of Knack with 10 kills, or over 10 kills, over on that T side.
AWP in for ZQK, holding off on his own. Incendiary back, Destiny moves in. What a drive-by sequence. Gets a kill quickly across the road. DZT looking for Lato next, gets it back. Delboni getting a secondary kill when DZT holds on. And that gets 2 trades though, and again, Red Canids try and hold on to a 2 versus 2, but Showtime's creeping up the back lines. Swings out on Knack, denies that bomb plant, takes him down. And FNX is once again left alone to try and hold control for the Red Canids side. 1:15 to the clock. A hell of a task up for him. The CT's actually missing their first AWP shot. Showtime swinging out of E-box, perhaps. Made on the FNX, he knows exactly where he is. Won't do the damage, but he'll get the kill. 11-4 for Imperial
that's a fantastic half coming out. But we are going to go to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. The second half coming up just after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of Imperial taking on Red Canids. Now, Jay, it's going to be a very difficult affair if Red Canids want to try and come back into this.
Now we're on the CT side against a very, very good Imperial squad so far, but they hold their own on the taps. 3 kills coming in, untraded by the Imperial side. Delboni, K-Tex goes down. Delboni, 87 points of HP, taps up, he will go falling. And that's a 5th for Red Canids. Much quicker via the defensive compared to what Imperial did on their
I was
own
actually
half.
very surprised from Imperial of how quickly that execution came out to the upper bomb side. I just did not see that being the strategy on Pistol, considering the lead that they had. But maybe they wanted to try and set the pace of the game early. And for Red Canids, that is a much needed pistol round that goes their way.
Imperial here with the P250 out for Delboni. Glocks in on 4. For Masters UMPs, the AUG. For Nithon, MP9 as well for Knack. Imperial bursts through, here comes Nithon. Pick back on 1, tap towards the second, gets him down. It's a 5-on-3 situation. As Imperial do, of course, crumble to pieces on this T-side force. Destiny and Knack taking a lot of damage by the Glocks and pistols, so do a little bit towards them. EZT and Delboni hold their own, and eventually they do get cleaned up for a 6th on the Red Canids side. So back in for a bye on the T-side half. The AKs come out. And DZT will follow suit with a 5th one here for the T-side line. Now within 5 of the lead for the Red Canids side. And the catch-up has begun here, Dwayne. This is what we wanted to see out of the early CT half from these boys. And Imperial will continue to hold their own.
AKs across the board. Quite a bit of utility to work with as well. And 2 SMGs still in the hands of the CT side. Early utility coming into the T-Con area. FNX looks like he wants to try and crossfire with his Pop Dog player. Nothing getting a bit of information from Ivy. And, ooh, Lato's taken down really low early on. That must have been from a HG. Or it could have been just through the spam for the side of that wall.
Either way, it's damage done to the Red Canids side, and Imperial get themselves started on the right foot for this one. Nades up against K-Tex will do damage to 67 points of health. Spray in from Destiny, gets K-Tex next up. AK turning around for another kill against DZT. Didn't see the gun barrel, but he still finds the second face and gets the kill for it. 2 picks back to return. Delboni with another kill as Nithon gets himself 2, and Showtime is left alone in a 1-on-5 situation. The bomb should get picked up by Showtime, and we should be in with a 7th for the Red Canids side. 35 left to go to the clock as Imperial. Let's leave it all towards this man, the lone player left.
And that's probably one of the worst rounds we've seen from Imperial so far. What a shutdown coming out from Red Canids. Showtime being the last one left, and he has got so much to do. Knack going to probably be the first man of contact. Actually, we do have Nithon with that AUG quite deep, but it looks like it is just going to be the save call coming out for Showtime. And for Imperial, a bit of a scary sign in my opinion, Jay, to think that once the rifles do come up, then they're able to do damage, but they're not even able to find a single kill.
A tactical timeout by Imperial this time. See, Red Canids taking quite a lot out of this in terms of the tacticals. Now it's Imperial's turn to take a moment to take a knee here in this one. Try and figure out whether they want to go for the buy-up. I think with Showtime's investment with the AK and the Tech 9 coming in from ZQK, they've kind of already made their decisions. 1 minute and 15 in. 11-7 on the board for the Imperial side, and the Buy-up actually looking a bit more of a weird one here, Dwayne. I mean, they've got the AK on Showtime with the $50, but everybody else going for a bit more of an eco half-buy. So I don't think they were on the same page in that tactical timeout in this one. For the Red Canids, this could be an opportunity to work with, especially with SMG still in. That could do a lot of damage for an FNX. Defensive as Imperial do lose the first pick to Destiny.
So sharp now for Red Cannons. Just even some of these aim duels are just looking incredible. Imperial, they at least have taken some pop dog control. Destiny going to fall back from an aggressive position. Ivy presence as well, trying to be established from K-Tex. But Imperial, they're just trying to find an opening pick in this round. The upgraded Deagles and a Zeus as well. Ooh, that's a great start coming out from Showtime.
4-on-4 situation with Knack going down. 55 seconds to the clock here, Red Canids. The Ivy position relatively open. They've got K-Tex pushing up here with the Deagle, just trying to watch on towards the A site. Destiny's watching in. K-Tex, who's found the man, takes him down with a simple Deagle headshot. They've already crossed in. ZQK gets FNX as well. That's 2 rifles picked up, potentially a third if someone wants to make their way around. They'll have to do with Nithon next. The plant is secured though, and ZQK keeps his eyes up. DZT also watching around the corner. Keeping his eyes on. Showtime looks in. Nithon up the face. Good kill. Now it's all left to Lato. 1 versus 4, and Imperial look like they've turned the situation around. What looked to be initially a very awkward stance here in the eco sort of half by force by round has now turned into magic for the C side.
A round coming out from Imperial, and to think as well with that sort of weird buy coming out with Showtime with the AK, they're able to convert it. And Red Canis. Oh my goodness, that is not a round that you should be losing, especially with the fact that you need to start to make this comeback possible, because it's only 4 more rounds for the T side to convert, and the AWP on to the back of ZQK. Same for Nithon. Much slower, Jay, than some of these rounds we've seen in the early stages, maybe the first 10-15 seconds from Imperial.
Nithon. Strike first on towards Delboni. 5-on-4 situation. DZT picking up this bomb to potentially make its way in to the B site. Looks like Imperial are going to commit to that one wholeheartedly here. AKs, AUGs, AWPs. Bomb gets passed off to K-Tex and the flash goes over. Utility in towards the IVA here, and FNX are going to suspect something's going on, and indeed they will all rotate back to the B bomb site, try and hold off against it. Taps up from DZT, gets a spray in on Lato. Smoke down as Destiny falls to the AWP. The second phase from the AWP doesn't quite go as well, but Knack can't get the kill for his trouble against the low HP T-side player. He will find that frag as Nithon gets a pick, and Knack doubles up of his own right. It's all left to Showtime. Up in the upper rafters, 1-on-2 for a 3K clutch as Nithon watching Rampy isn't. FNX is though, and he'll find the spray, he'll find the kill, he'll find the 8th for the Red Canids side.
And a great return coming out for the Red Canids. We will see the buy to come back out for Imperial, but a fantastic retake coming out to the B bomb site. FNX, good crosshair placement to take down Showtime in that 1 versus 2. And I'm just getting flashbacks to Dust 2, Jay, with just teams going back and forward rounds after round.
Incendiary down from Destiny here to the pop dog position. The nades also go down and out from the T side forces. The smoke's up from Destiny, out from this one, and a minute and 25 in the early defaults. The T side forces will control and just play passive against the red Canids side.
It's pretty passive, all things considered, for the T side. Haven't really seen too much contact being made. This is what I like, though, from Knack. If he's able to take further control from this T-Con area, Destiny with the information. Oh, the flashbang is just perfect, but it kind of works out in both teams. What's going on?
An orb shot from Nithon. Connect some more damage towards K-Tex, and that awkward sort of pop dog presence could have led towards disaster or defeat. And then the AWP get passed off towards Destiny. He's the low HP player in that particular setting. The M4 takes out DZT. 5 on 4, making it back to 4 versus 4 as Delboni finds his trades and a bomb plant down onto the default position. All 3 CT still held out here towards the A bomb site. They've left them pretty open towards a quick take. Showtime. And Tank goes back to evens as he goes down. Red Canids, however, don't want to opt for this retake here. And it will be Imperial up to 13 on the T side force.
Ooh, that's a big call to make from the Red Canids side to not go for the retake into the B bomb side. It is a 3 versus 3, and with Destiny low, you can understand why they decided to opt against it. But Imperial, they are just getting closer and closer to that round 16, Jay.
Indeed, they are. Slow grind, back up. 3 rounds between them and victory here, Dweg. Another tactical pause being taken. Imperial just want to keep this continuing to go further and further onwards at this stage. They got the buy-in against a very awkward buy from the Red Canids side as the CTs potentially may press up. Orps in, AK, M4. Those 2 SMGs in particular, an FNX and Lato. Weak sticking point, I feel like, for the Red Canids side. And if they lose this round as well, they won't have a whole lot of money to work with, so Imperial could be on that victory row stage. Bomb gets dropped over. DZT makes his way in for the first contact towards the B bomb side. It's not quite as aggressive from Lato. The SMG will hold its own. Wait passive in position and wait for the Ts to make their move.
City side again, leaving just a single player over at that B bomb site, continuing the 4-man stack over at A. And for Red Canids, they almost have to kind of make a bit of a gamble stack in this round. Maybe see if they can get aggressive to look for some info, because they're working with 2 MP9s, and in a map like Train with so many long-range fights, you need to get up close and personal.
A minute to the clock, and so the defaults out from the Imperial side keep themselves held. Ready against the Red Canids squad as Destiny just holds his own with the AK. K-Tech spotted a big flick and a big kill to find another headshot. Again, Imperial will lose the opening kill, but several times over the course of this game, they have been able to turn around from a 5-on-4 situation. With their split play, they could still find their way back in. That's a challenge, though. The flashbang's over, and he's goes back to turn the ZQK. As he peeks in, gets that pick on the AWP. We stand at evens one more time. Smokes go up, flashes go over. Destiny spotted at the edge of the smoke from DZT. As Imperial, again, turn the situation around. FNX still lurking back off. He finds Delboni, does not see the man at E-Box and falls back into position. He's one of 2 SMGs and an AWP. A plant will be secured. T-Con will be locked off, and now it's retake mode for Red Canids.
And they have just a single flashbang and a kit to try and work with. Imperial just completely spread themselves all over the map, making sure that they can't get picked off one by one. ZQK going to start things off with the NWP, taking down Knife and DZT as well, and FNX gets taken down from Showtime. So all three players on the post plant able to get a single kill. Oh, do you force here, Jay? Oh, it's a tough call to make on the CT side.
It is, and that's the main thing, because I think, honestly, I think you should take the force, because, like, you take a look at the situation, and they are so far away from overtime, Dwayne. I think saving to try and get an OT going would be the worst call right now for the Red Canids side. Another tactical pause will be called by Imperial. I think that might be more to let it simmer at this stage here, Dwayne.
Yeah. Oof. And it's surprising that this is only the first time out for Imperial on train. Oh no, sorry, remaining timeouts. What am I talking about? I was like, I saw the one. I was like, hang on, that can't be right. But no, they have used 3. Used them wisely. And it looks like it is just going to be the very light investment. So for Red Canids, Jay, they are going to be playing for OT in map number 2 in this best of 3. To think the possibility of Red Canids going 0-3 in wins in these best of 3s over the last 3 days would be a very disappointing tale of events.
Imperial will be allowed a free round, and for Red Canids, it will be a long grind back on their map pick as well, by the way, Dwayne. So this is going to be tough. Tough, to say the least. The outset knocks on for a couple of flashes over from ZQK out of the T-con area, but it's just utility prodding, nothing major coming out again from the early Imperial defaults. Still a minute on the clock. Smokes being set up here, DZT. AK standing by, potentially to make his way out from the T-con area. Utility plays up. ZQK takes Knife on to start. Imperial storm the A-bomb site, not taking any prisoners at this moment. The plant will be secured, and there should be no way in for Red Canids to this retake. They might throw themselves at it, see what they can get out of this, but the best they're doing is probably damage. I don't think they can get the site back.
No, definitely not. If they're able to get a single AK, that would work absolute wonders going into the next round. But for Imperial's sake, they don't need to hunt. They've got a strong, a decent, at least, economy going on the T side. They've made their way to 15 rounds. They don't want to be throwing away any lives to just make the next round even easier for Red Canids. But 15-8. One more round is all it's going to take for Imperial to finally be able to win their first best of 3. Obviously, both of these teams losing their first 2 best of 3s. Only 4 teams in the South American region, so this could be a very, very vital victory from Imperial.
Be the victory that turns things over for their victory in general in terms of the series, obviously. And at this late stage in the group stage, you got to imagine that things will be impossible for Red Canids to make it out of the groups as a result. I mean, this is kind of like the elimination match, I guess. Damage being taken early by the CT forces, as those knives have been pretty prominent towards the TK lines, but either way. Delboni taking out Nat 5 on 4. Destiny trades back to 4 on 4 and holds himself up on top of the blue train with footsteps being heard on the right-hand side. Might get Showtime, indeed he does. 2 frags found, and he continues to hold presence, re-challenge DZT, and he's not ready for this. 3 frags found by the M4. Grabbing an AK, got back up behind over at Software. Nikon sees 1 at E-Box. K-Tex goes down, and ZQK will also get sprayed down by the scope weapon of the CT side. So survival of the Red Canids squad, the Imperial still sitting at map point.
And honestly, those 3 kills coming out from Destiny, they just came down to confidence. We saw some individual picks going his way. We saw the confidence in trying to take the Angels in favor of him. And just maybe that could be the one round that skyrockets them back into the comeback. 6 rounds to work with to get to OT. Could this be fast out again? No, the flashbangs coming into the T-Con area don't actually allow any of the T side to get in towards that sandwich or olive position. Showtime lurking alone at Ivy.
Could get cut off of the CT. Boney, indeed they do. Destiny takes him down to start. Not quite ready for this corner position, even though we should have been ready for the CTs to make their way aggressive. That's what their position's for. Orbs getting traded off to the Orpers here. K-Tex grabbing that AK as he got tagged up. Would have thought he would be on the AWP because he's on low HP, but decision that Imperial might want to think about here. Look at the CT positions, by the way. Destiny is all the way pushed out towards T-spawn. At this point, Showtime has to act on the Ivy control and wrap back in towards CT spawn. As Imperial look to commit here, down into the B-bomb site. The smokes and Molotovs out. I'm going to try to set them on the idea that it's an AK instead of the burst up. FNX goes through Showtime on 6 HP, but they're not buying it. Teams making their way down from ramp. Lato gets out. K-Tech, Showtime still on very low. DZT will also go forward into the hands of Nithon. Destiny has allowed his backstab, and Showtime left to save or die. Back over at Ivy. FNX will close out the round.
Double digits finally coming up for the CT forces. And the AWP of Nithon. I kind of want to see what they're able to achieve with the AWP, because even in these few last rounds they've been able to win. We haven't actually seen too much impact with that AWP. It's been the riflers that have been able to really stand tall and be able to get these trade frags coming out. Imperial, half bar to come through. Now this could be an opportunity to at least damage the CT economy, Jay.
Oh. Damage has been done. 5 on 3 already for Red Canids. Tech9 does get aggressive. K-Tex finds himself a good kill against Knack. Next, he'll do some damage, but in the end, Knack gets the frag. ZQK comes up with a decent pick and knife from there to support. With another pick back for the CT side. And unfortunately, it was a half-by round, so it's not too surprising that this would all go awry. In the end, they'll only losing control of the bomb and losing control of the round at this stage. So, just see him concede at this one. Just sitting pretty for the moment here on the CT force.
Destiny going to be able to follow up with his first kill of the round. And an easy cleanup coming out for the Red Candid side. But now here comes the important round. It's the rifle round to come out for Imperial. And if you look at both these teams and you think, right, who's got more confidence at the moment? You kind of have to give it to Red Candids because they're allowing this comeback to come through, Jay.
It's CT sides though, and both CT sides have been particularly strong, so at this point they might just come down to who had the better T side. Did Red Cannons do enough to tip them over the edge and try go to overtime against the Imperial squad? Or will this be the end of the road for the Red Cannons side? Or maybe will one of the future rounds be the end of the road? Got to find out for the first rifles, as you mentioned here, coming in for Imperial. Round 27, and Knack goes down first. FNX is watching Ivy, hoping to catch Showtime or something. Delboni sitting in the midst of the smoke, and Destiny makes his way out as FNX gets Showtime down. A 4 on 4. DZT gets a pick. Destiny is able to follow suit for the moment here. Nithon burning alive for a little bit of HP damage. You rotate out towards the B-bomb site as the bomb getting put in the open. They're distracting him for it, though, and DZT gets that kill. FNX and Destiny, last 2 players, one coming in from ramp. Destiny taking fight against K-Tex. K-Tex gets the kill. It's all left to the AWP of FNX. A 1 versus 3 to save Red Cannons his chances in this game and in this group. He'll take 1 flick towards a second. Do some nade damage towards K-Tex next as well, but a lot more work needs to be done. He gets the secondary frag. He might still be on for this. So 1 versus 3 clutch for a 4K. He'll fall off the ladders though, and ZQK is going to hear him, take him down. 16 to 11, a 2-0 series for Imperial. They will get their final chance at the playoffs, and it looks like the opposition of Red Canids will be out in the group.